Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this problem. Ready? One. Let's do it after we get these problems done. Okay, so you're writing this down on a piece of paper. Thank you. We'll see if we agree.
Wait, one moment.
Are you writing this down on a clean sheet of paper or maybe a paper that you haven't written on yet? So number one, we had 4 worms. And we were wondering how many moles that would be. So we're going to use the equivalent. If we have 1 mole of worms, we know that there are 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd worms in this pile. And I really hope that nobody has this many worms, because that's a lot. That's kind of disgusting. So what you're going to do is you're going to cross multiply and divide. So any questions on how I set this up? You guys said you had a lot of questions. You had a lot of questions. What are your questions? So now I'm going to take 4 times 1, and I get 4. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times x is, okay, then I'm going to solve for x by dividing on both sides. We get x equals 4 divided by that right there. So I'm going to put that into my calculator. 4 divided by 6.02, second EE 23. And the answer is 6.64 times 10 to the negative 24 moles of worms. Does anybody need any help with their calculation? I don't know how you got that. You need to do the inverse of that. Do you know how to cross multiply and divide? It's a yes or no question. I have that. But the problem says we have 4 worms. We don't know how many moles it is. So you can't say that 4 worms is 1 mole. Because that's the question. We don't know how many moles 4 worms is. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, we know, and our goal yesterday was to create a mental model for what 1 mole means. Do you remember that's what our goal was yesterday? And 1 mole, and I drew a picture, and I put all these little circles in a pile, and I said, that pile has this many things in it. And I said, to me, that's what a mole means. I'm going to use that equivalent to solve these problems. So I have 4 worms. I want to know how many moles that is. I know that if I have 1 mole of worms, I'm going to have a pile that has 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd worms in it. So I'm going to cross multiply and divide. So I'm going to take this number times that number, this number times that number. I'm going to solve for x, and then I'm going to get my answer. There is not always. I didn't write that though. I said 4 worms is equal to how many moles? Okay? So do you understand number 1? Did you write it down on your paper so you can study this for your quiz? Okay. All right, now you need to do number 2. Clear your whiteboards. Now we have electrons. I want to know, look at me. I want to know how many moles this pile of electrons is. I have this many electrons, and I want you to tell me how many moles that is. Okay. So put that on your whiteboard. I will answer the question. Don't look at your papers. Do the thinking. Do your math. Put it on the board. We're going to share our boards with our people. We're not going to be critical. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Now your answer should all match. Cool. How are you doing? Make sure you have a label located, otherwise you're not going to meet your standard. Thank you. Do you know why you need a negative? Oh, you put a negative into the calculator. That could be a problem. Okay, Steve, let's see what you have. You guys gonna share your boards? Oh, looking better. You guys actually agree on the same answer. Now, one person out of the 4 that put their boards up met the standard. 3 people did not. Let's look at the boards again and see what are you missing. Oh, look at Cadence. You have to label. What do you have of this? Okay, here we go. Cool, can I see your up? Just show me. Okay, so I have 4.6 times 10 to the negative 19 electrons, and I want to know how many moles that is. I know that 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd electrons is equivalent to 1 mole. So I'm going to cross multiply and divide. So 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times x is equal to 4.6 times 10 to the negative 19 times 1. I'm going to get this on its side by itself, so I'm going to divide by Avogadro's number on both sides, and I get, so watch me put this in, 4.6 second EE negative 19 divided by 6.02 second EE 23. So the answer is 7.64 times 10 to the negative 43rd electrons. Nope, I was wrong. Moles. Yeah, it was. No one was right. Okay, good. Put number 3 on your board. So erase your board. So let's do number 3. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay, now I have 3 times 10 to the 30 protons. How many moles is that? Oh, don't do that. If it's done, you can throw it away. 10 to. No. I don't think so. You haven't gotten the right answer so far. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, before that, it was still wrong. Trust me. I'm so, Kaden and Tia agree. Adriana, where do you stand? You disagree. Okay, but Adriana doesn't have a label. We'll see. We're gonna wait for Cole. I really think we honestly need to focus on how to use our calculators, because you guys, if you don't know how to use EEP, then you have to put a lot of parentheses in. You're not putting your parentheses in, otherwise you would be getting it right. What? Really? Okay. So here we are, number 3. Hold, don't erase your board. Keep it going. Okay, I know that 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd protons is equivalent to 1 mole of protons. I want to know how many moles of protons 3 times 10 to the 30 protons are. So I have 3 times 10 to the 30 protons. I want to know how many moles that is. I'm going to cross multiply and divide. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times x is equal to 3 times 10 to the 30 times 1. Divide by Avogadro's number on both sides. And x comes out to be, now watch how I do it. So right along with me on your calculator. 3 second EE 30 divided by 6.02 second EE 23 equals. Okay. So the answer I'm going to write in scientific notation. Do you want to write out 30 zeros? Did you put in parentheses? You're lucky. You're lucky, because sometimes that doesn't work. When you start doing more complicated problems, yeah. You don't have to, but I'm not going to write out 30 zeros. Anybody that does is going to be crazy. I'm not going to write that out. I didn't calculate it. I remembered my scientific notation that we studied first quarter. Do you remember doing those worksheets? Where you take and you count. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it wastes your time. You don't care about your time. Well, like this one right here. If I put that Flow. This one right here. Okay, watch. Your calculator will do it for you. Watch. I'm using my calculator. I'm using the keys on my calculator to do the work for me. Well, maybe you should listen to your teacher, because I taught you yesterday. And I said, if you don't want to put it in scientific notation, push second degree and put it in science. Great. Learn it today. Try it. And move it over. Now this takes it out as scientific. This is flow, this is science, this is engineering. All you're doing is changing the mode. This isn't rocket science. If you can use your cell phones, you definitely can go for scientific notation to flow on your calculator.
Mine says ZGRADGRD.
How can you do that? This is not what you want. This is degrees, radians, and something, gradients. I've never used GRD before. You want to make sure you're in degrees. No. You need to go second. You don't want it, you have to push the second. You want the blue letters.